Let me be your nerd. Let me be your nerd now. I'll say it, baby, 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 baby.
What the hell was that?
Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Doug.
And we're missing Kirsten tonight, who is having internet problems.
Yeah.
That's got to suck during
Man,
time at home.
empathize. Early on, Cox kept going down in my neighborhood, so luckily it's been solid since then, but like the first 2 weeks we were home, it was like, oh, we're doing service in your area. Oh, we're doing service in your area. I'm like, what?
Yep. I know. I have to do like testing for my work next month. I'm working at home for the foreseeable future, so I got to do like I got to come and they got to test the systems and my download and upload speeds. Luckily, I'm like, do you have the equipment? I'm like, I do podcasts every week. I got the equipment. I'm good.
Yeah.
But so how you been, man?
Doing well. This has been a really quiet week because because of the curfew and stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't DoorDash at all this week so far.
So we're under curfew. Yeah, it's that's up tonight after today's the last day of the curfew, right?
No, it goes through Monday.
Oh, did they extend it to the weekend? Okay.
No, that was his original. His original proclamation was until the 8th, I think.
I don't leave my house anyway, so
yeah. So,
although I did go out a little bit, and apparently the social distancing is like not a thing anymore. What's going on? I'm like,
it depends on where you go. Some people are good about it, but there's this sushi bar. I think I told you about this before.
Yeah,
I've been there twice now, and every time it's just there's no empty tables, there's no empty chairs.
I was going through a drive-through, and there's like an outside patio. First off, it's an outside patio of a bar, right? It's hot as hell. They got the Mister system going on, right? But it's just packed, like standing room only in this little outdoor patio at the bar. And I'm like, no masks. They're just, hanging out.
Hence why our number of cases have gone up.
Shocking.
So, yeah, I know. Shocking. Yeah, people are morons. But yeah. Luckily, as far as the protests go, we've not had anything since the Jake Paul inspired.
Right. Yeah. Now that we're charged Jake Paul, they're not doing any damage. Yeah. Well, they're not like other places. They're threatening to go into like the suburb areas. They've been threatening that, but they wouldn't do that here because like Arizona, Texas, places with lots of guns, that would not make a whole lot of sense.
It's too spread out here.
Yeah, true. Where are you going to go?
Everything's too far away. But we've had 3 days. I haven't heard anything about today, but we've had 3 days in a row of no issues, no arrests, no nothing.
Peaceful protests.
Yeah. So go for it.
Yeah, exactly. So wow, crazy stuff. All right. So I was going to ask you about a certain story, but we're not going to get into the political aspects of any of this stuff. But all right, let's see here. Well, this is episode 42 of the Grizzled Geek Podcast, so it is the episode that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. This is it.
It'll be hidden in there. It'll be subtle, but you keep an eye on it.
Yeah, exactly. The subtle. It's in there. You gotta really look for the meaning, but it's in there. All right. So we've had several people ask us about getting back. Right, RWBY content. I know we're trying to get some, chibi and some music videos filmed, and we're a ways off from the premiere of the next season. Have you heard anything about it getting delayed or anything?
I have not heard of it being delayed. So if that's the case, if it's not, it's usually in October that it comes out, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got a while.
Yeah, no matter what, we got some time. But we had to touch on some Rooster Teeth news this week, just because there's a lot of it, and it's not exactly great news coming out of there. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on over at Rooster Teeth here, but we'll start off with the where to start on this. All right, well, they had a contest. So they had a contest with Full Sail in cooperation with Full Sail School for students to design a new Grimm that will appear next season of RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all a big thing. Like, oh, great, you're going to design a Grimm, and it's going to be part of the show. However, some of the fine print was brought to light by a former Rooster Teeth employee, Jordan Whitman. He's a former artist who helped create No Matter Nowhere. He was the voice of Preston Goodplay in Camp. So he was a Rooster Teeth player there. He criticized Rooster Teeth and tweeted the fine print of the contest to show that the total value of the prize they're giving away is $200, and that all submissions will be property of Rooster Teeth, and they don't have to give credit for this. I mean, obviously, the winner of the contest is going to be voted on by fans. They'll know who, the Grimm, but they're not getting credit for it, right? So they're going to have characters in animation, and they're not getting credit and not getting really paid for it. And
well, okay. I don't think this is terribly unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get paid a lot less for such a minor background character.
Yeah.
So it is kind of surprising that maybe they just mean there's no credit in the episode, but they'll be given some sort of acknowledgement so that they can put that on a resume. Because otherwise, why would you ask animation students to do that if they're not going to be able to put on their resume, hey, in episode blah, blah, blah. I
totally put that in my portfolio anyway.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm going to design a cartoon character for Rooster Teeth, it's going in a portfolio whether my name's on the cartoon or not.
And as far as all the submissions become the property of Rooster Teeth, that's not unusual either.
Right. Hey, Corbin, how's it going? Corbin's in the chat. Yeah, but I mean, so basically, if you're even a runner-up, even if you don't win any prizes, you design this Grimm, they can use your character later on.
Mm-hmm.
No credit, no payment or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you. It's not that strange, right? But it wasn't necessarily kind of more of a gotcha so much as, hey guys, we can do better than this. This is it's time to stop taking advantage of young artists. Pay them for their work. Hire them or get into a program. Make it part of my cats. What's wrong? What's up?
I want to be on camera.
You want to be on camera?
Yeah.
Well, get up here. Wrong end.
Hog.
I know. Hi, this is Corona. Hey, Carbon, it is good to hear from you, man. That's been crazy.
Yeah. So anyway,
I mean, I agree. It's not really so much. Like I said, it wasn't like look, they're taking advantage. I mean, they're not, or they're doing something bad. It's like, hey, we can do better. Why don't kind of thing. So, I don't really see a major issue with it because, like you said, it happens all the time, and it's not like they can't put that in their portfolio anyway. If you design a Grimm for the show,
sure,
that's going to go in your portfolio. All right. But also in other Rooster Teeth news, besides the contest, I was like, we're gonna start off with the light stuff first, and we'll work our way up.
Yeah.
Joel Heyman, one of the founders of Rooster Teeth, Oobleck from RWBY. I mean, the big one, Caboose from Red versus Blue, has been fired. He was fired this week from Rooster Teeth. One of the founding members. Now he's a little backstory. He's always been kind of controversial with his opinions. Okay. And kind of, I don't know. He takes social media to tweet stuff, and he's a big Second Amendment supporter, and was there's a bunch of stuff. he says stuff unapologetically, and then when it takes a lot of heat, basically says, he was joking around kind of thing. But he has said quite a bit of crazy stuff and seemed kind of, I don't know, hardcore with some of his friends. Mm-hmm. Like when Meg Turney and Gavin, when they got broken into, he wasn't really. He was basically like, "Yeah, they should have had a gun. They should have listened to me or whatever."
Who was?
When Meg Turney and Gavin was there, 3 years ago when they actually were, someone broke into their house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he wasn't very. Everyone else was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, so sorry to hear about this." Blah blah. He was like, "Yeah, I should have bought a gun." So more, I guess, kind of an asshole stuff for.
Well, and there is Rooster Teeth definitely has a very liberal vibe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The company has always been pretty liberal, so I could see how he could rub people the wrong way for only a certain amount of time before they're like, "All right, look, this isn't working anymore."
Yeah.
Although, man, Caboose.
Yeah, losing Caboose. I mean,
who is arguably the most popular character in Red versus Blue.
I would say he is definitely the most popular character in Red versus Blue. Which now, I mean, can they really go back to in RWBY anyway? Can they really go back to Beacon now? Seems, I mean, we lost Kathleen, who did the voice of Glinda, like a couple years ago.
Oh,
and
really?
Then,
I didn't know
yeah.
Shoes.
Yeah, she basically came out and said a bunch of, again, well, she was basically like slamming on the other women of, well, one in particular who was a girlfriend of the boss. Oh. Yeah. She made a career limiting move. What we call that in the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was gone. We lost Glinda. Now we lost Ooblik. Like Port is on his own now.
Yeah.
And then obviously we lost,
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. But I mean, he got recast because he's a main character.
If you can recast him, you can recast those other two. And it's been long enough. If you find somebody relatively close, it won't be that big a deal. I don't think.
I don't know.
They were relatively minor.
Ooblik's kind of hard to cast. That voice.
Maybe.
Like, yeah, cadence. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what do we think about Joel Heyman? The big one is Caboose. I don't know how you're going to replace Caboose.
Yeah, that is pretty big. That's
pretty much the heart and soul of Red versus Blue. I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
But I mean, if he's not a team player and says a bunch of controversial stuff, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, that's you. It may seem wrong, but you got to know in this day and age, what you say out in the world can be held against you.
Absolutely.
Regardless of whether that's right or wrong, it can happen. So
you have the right to say it, and as a company, they have the right to do, react to it. So
right.
Yeah, kind of rough. It kind of sucks that he's a founding member and he's playing such high profile characters,
right. Yeah.
Shows.
It'll be interesting to see how they address those and whether or not they get recast or how they recast them or.
Yeah, we'll see how Rooster Teeth is doing. They did a big they did a round of massive layoffs at Rooster Teeth before the this whole Corona stuff hit last year. So we'll see what kind of shape their studio's in by the time they come out of all this. All right, and continuing on with Rooster Teeth news, after being indefinitely delayed, DC Comics has canceled the print release of the 7th and final issues of RWBY and Genlock. So the comics are popular comics printed by DC. They got issues 1 through 6. Now, as a collector, I mean, they're going to be digital. They can be released digitally. But, I mean, as a collector, if you've collected issues 1 through 6 of this series, and then the finale, you're not going to get. I mean, that's got to suck.
Yeah.
And then forever you're gonna be looking at your your long box with issues 1 through 6 in there, and know that the last one, yeah, it's on my computer. It's just, I don't know. You figure something like this, being that it's the last issue and the finale, I don't know. You figure they just, you hate to see them cancel stuff.
Find a way to make it happen.
Yeah. Or maybe give it a print run later on. I don't know how they do these kind of things. I don't know. But it's just sad.
Yeah. All right, sorry if you hear barking in the background. Somebody ring my doorbell.
Uh-oh. See?
So, dogs are going crazy.
But yeah, there we have it. Rooster Teeth news. Not the greatest, but there you have it. I don't know. How do you feel about this whole this not having physical copies of the last issues of RWBY and Genlock? I mean, I know you don't collect comics now, but you used to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd be upset if I were into these various things. I'd be very upset.
Yeah. Especially Genlock. Apparently, Genlock, the series, was supposed to tie in between seasons 1 and 2, right? And season 2 is going to premiere on HBO Max.
Oh, so this was not just a reprint of a particular season or anything like that. It was
right.
They were independent stories.
Yeah, both these stories were original stories.
Yeah, so. That definitely is.
Makes it that much more worse, or like, oh man.
Now,
but
that also raises the question: is this a Rooster Teeth issue or is it a DC Comics issue? I mean, it's
DC
easier
Comics.
to believe the latter.
Yeah, it's DC. I mean, because it's not; these aren't the only 2 books they canceled, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they've canceled. I mean, they're canceling a bunch. They're just like, we're not. Can't afford to do print runs on them. We're not, stuff that they're not expecting to make their money back on print wise, I guess.
Yeah.
So all the minor ones, I mean, they got to make sure they're printing the mainstays.
Yeah.
The big ones out there. So,
but man, yeah. All right. Well.
Yep. All right. Why don't you move us on into the Marvel Disney Plus story?
Yeah, let's go Disney Plus news. Falcon and the Winter Soldier will resume filming next month. And it has been renewed for a second season, which I guess the dailies were really good or something like that. And the studio or it may have already been a foregone conclusion. We're already guaranteeing 2 seasons of this. So
yeah,
but it might get a new title. So, or will get a new title. We'll see.
Yeah. Season 2 won't be the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So
some are speculating it could be Captain America and Bucky. Which
makes sense.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Once they found out it was going to be a new title, everyone's all like, "Oh, it's got to be Captain America and Winter Soldier, or better yet, Captain America and Bucky."
Yeah,
so,
Captain America and the White Wolf.
And the White Wolf. They do need to shorten it down a little bit here. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a little long.
Captain's America. You're gonna have 2 Captain Americas.
And Corbin says Captain Bucky does make sense. It does. I mean, it does. Clearly, the first season is going to be about Falcon becoming Captain America, right? Because they got Isaiah Washington in there. They have, U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
So that's the whole story of the government taking the title away from him and him basically getting it back that first season.
Yeah.
So.
Well, due to current events, a subplot about a virus is being removed from the series. You don't want to seem insensitive. On that part,
I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, if they had something in there already, when tragedy makes you change something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's fine. Especially since it's a subplot, not the main thing.
Right.
If they rewrote the whole story to avoid that, then that would be kind of like stupid to be like, well, come on, things happen. I'm betting that it was, a virus cooked up in a lab someplace, got out and caused all kinds of mayhem, and they don't want to rile up the Chinese market by using that subplot. because there's a lot of people saying that's what happened. It was in a Chinese lab and got out, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, they don't want to feed into conspiracy theories like that or whatever.
True. And the script was written over a year ago, so way before any of this stuff happened.
Right.
So I don't know. You think back to the big example I keep coming to mind is they cut out the entire scene in Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man or Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 with the two towers where he there was in the trailers, the very first trailer had him webbing a helicopter in between the two towers. So giant web.
Yeah, yeah.
And that the whole sequence they cut out of the movie, obviously.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, obviously.
Sure,
but,
yeah, definitely.
That was the first time I'm remember watching, basically a full action scene in a trailer and then not having it anywhere in the movie.
Right.
But, all right.
All right, the second Disney Plus news is WandaVision. It also will resume next month for some reshoots. And then now that the WandaVision cast Evan Peters in a mystery role, is this casting news we're hearing after the fact, or he's going to be part of the reshoots?
He's part of the reshoots.
Oh, interesting. So
yeah.
The question going around then is, could he be playing an alternate worlds version of Quicksilver?
Right. Seeing as how he played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men series. So
interesting.
So they're casting the Quicksilver from Fox in WandaVision. Right.
That's mean to say the good Quicksilver.
The good Quicksilver.
The other guy was. I don't think the guy in the MCU was bad either. He just was shown up by the tone of the other one, not that he was necessarily any better or worse.
To be honest, the Marvel version was closer to the comic book Quicksilver, but the Fox it was far more accurate. But the Fox Quicksilver was far more fun.
Yes,
he was a much better character, right?
Yes,
because Quicksilver is not a great character in the comics.
Yeah,
But I mean, they could totally be, especially because remember, this is all going to be multiple, the multiverse and tying in with Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. He could totally, and plus this could be a way to bring in, start bringing in X-Men. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have him play the Quicksilver from the Fox movie universe in the Marvel movie universe. It would be pretty cool.
All right, that would be the coolest thing you could do with WandaVision is have her responsible for bringing mutants into the world through her TV show.
Yeah,
and they spawn out into the movies. That'd be pretty eventful or impactful use of the TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
So see.
Corbin's convinced he'll be the new Quicksilver. Book it. There you go. You've heard it here first, folks. That's the call. Quicksilver. What do you think about that kind of mixing the Fox and the Marvel universe?
I think it'd be interesting too if they keep him as Quicksilver, and she just acknowledges him as Quicksilver, and everybody else is like, what?
Yeah, yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Wait, that's not the Quicksilver I remember.
Yeah, it's like, well, we shall see. I don't know. I'm still looking forward to these. I don't know if you're a Marvel fan. These are pretty much pre-sold, right?
Mm-hmm.
These Marvel series. I mean, I can't think of any of them that I'm going to miss at this point.
No,
especially because we already have Disney Plus, right? So it's not a matter of us, having to buy another series, buy another thing like HBO Max or anything.
Right. Yeah.
We already have it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching this stuff here. And here's the thing. Now, the big question is, what's your prediction on this? Are they going to push the premiere dates? Because they're just starting to get back to filming in July. That's pretty rough for a September premiere for.
That's when WandaVision was supposed to come out.
WandaVision was supposed to come out in December, but Falcon and Winter Soldier is supposed to hit in September.
Oh yeah, and they're not even done. They're not even doing reshoots. They're not going to make September. There's no way.
Hey, Unknown Reaper, thanks for joining us. He says there's talk of him playing Mephisto. Yeah, that's the other talk of him playing Mephisto or some kind of dark character like that.
He doesn't fit.
I don't know. He's played. He's done some. Evan Peters is pretty talented. He's played some dark roles. However, I think it's a waste if you don't use him as Quicksilver. I mean, I just like that. I like that character. The few good things they got.
Yeah.
You know, out of the few things they did right in the Fox X-Men universe, let's keep that. All right. So yeah, if they push because they're insisting that it's coming out this year, that they're all coming out this year. So we got Mandalorian, Falcon the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision all supposed to hit this year. And it was supposed to start in September. So,
well, considering that there was no way that those were going to not overlap anyways, I could see them doing, like one of them coming out in October, one in November, and one in December.
Yeah.
Because I think there should not be a problem with getting WandaVision out on time if it's just some reshoots. That means they've probably already started the process of editing and, all the special effects going in. So there shouldn't be a lot of work that it would take them more than 5 months to get done. You would think. Yeah.
So figure that's, and Matt just said they're confirmed a few hours ago that The Mandalorian will be released on time. So Mandalorian,
when was it supposed to come? October?
October. So if that's releasing on time, does it run side by side with Falcon and Winter Soldier? I don't know. So
it's going to have to, one way or the other. Some of them are going to have to overlap with each other.
Right. I mean, I don't mind. We're all gonna watch them anyway.
Yeah, in October.
Yeah, I mean, if I can watch like an episode of Mandalorian, then switch over and watch an episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier the same day, I'm not gonna complain about that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Excuse me.
So long as we get them, that's fine. Yeah. Virus subplot or no virus subplot, I think that's I'm excited for it. I want to see some of this. All right, and especially if they're using like WandaVision or these series that start introducing X-Men or mutants.
Yeah.
Not necessarily X-Men, but yeah. I hope Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver. I don't know.
We shall see.
All right, folks. Now
managed to stretch out those 2 stories into
boom, look at that. Nerd Nugget time. Da, da, da. Doug's favorite part of the
It's such my favorite part that I'm going to go check my phone here.
Yeah, like, what else we got going on here? All right, so Batwoman. We know the stir up from this. This is the least popular of the CW shows with the declining ratings. At the end of the season, we're losing our main star. Ruby Rose is leaving. So they made the announcement that they are not recasting Kate Kane. That instead, they'll focus on a new person in that role. Don't do this. Corbin likes the series. Yes, they're focusing on a new, someone new, and the description of the name is Ryan Wilder. Although people are speculating that that's just a placeholder name. Ryan Wilder is described as likable, messy, a little goofy, and untamed. She's also nothing like Kate Kane, the woman who wore the batsuit before her. I love how they want to throw that in there. Like, we couldn't tell that from the first few lines about it, that it wasn't the complete opposite of the serious, dour Kate Kane. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. There's no precedent for this in the comics, right? Batwoman's only ever been Kate Kane in the comics. So is this the way to go, Doug? Just not trying to recast Kate Kane, just bringing in someone new?
Sure, I guess. All right. I'll be honest. Not watched a single episode of Batwoman, so I don't know anything about the show. So I couldn't make a guess or stab at what's the problem, why the ratings are declining. Are they too heavy-handed with the LGBTQ storylines? Are they, is she just not clicking with people? What's going on that that things are going down, ratings are going down. Is she too serious, or who knows?
Yeah, Corbin is a fan of Batwoman, by the way. He says this is going to bomb, and I don't want that. Well, it's not like it can't do. It was already the lowest rated of the CW shows. After starting off pretty high, it had a steady decline.
Yeah, here's my take on CW shows. I've loved all of the CW shows, but they're only good for about 3 or 4 seasons, and then they get too melodramatic. So I'm kind of wondering, did the melodrama just start off on this, and there wasn't the cool, fun action and the mystery and the stuff that kind of made all of the other shows, super cool to watch, where you're like, well, what's going on here? Why is this? How's that? How are they going to figure this thing out?
Yeah.
Those were what made you want to watch those shows, but then they got to a point where it got static, and yeah. Well,
like Arrow had pretty much like had an up and then a drop and then up again, then a drop and then it came up again. So Arrow was up and down as far as quality and that. But speaking of Arrow, I think part of the things it suffers from is the fact that she's not Batman, yet they're using, like they did in Arrow, quite a bit. Whatever Arrow Bat stories Arrow didn't steal, Batwoman is now taking, right?
Yeah.
So, like comic stuff from the comics that was Batman oriented, she got those stories, and it was kind of like I don't know. Kind of, I don't know what to think of this at this point. I want all these shows to do well. I like the CW shows as a whole, So, yeah. Matt says it's suffering from the fact that the show just sucks. It's hard to overcome that, really, with no matter who's wearing the mask. Solo Wookie says season 4 of CW always has me feeling like the girl waiting for senior prom to get good just isn't going to happen. That is true for a lot of them. They've pretty much run their course. Although Stargirl is good, so there you have it. Although it's not really a CW show. So,
what's it on? Something I don't have.
Well, I watch it on DC Universe.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But it's on. I forget what. I don't know what it's on. It's not HBO Max. Something else. Yeah, Stargirl. It has potential. It is, especially if you're a Justice Society fan, then there's a lot to like in that. So, all right. Well, moving on. There we go. The final nail in the coffin of Batwoman.
So let's go to some more bad news. A spin-off in the vein of Joker's being considered by Warner Brothers because they're idiots.
Another bad guy movie. What? Hey,
yeah.
Joker. What? Joker won an Oscar and made a ton of money. So why not? Like, well, we need another edgy character. Bane. Bane is. Want to go with that? I think the thing is the one of the articles I read. The main one is that they're using it for. They're thinking about a solo spin-off movie like Joker, but they want to use one of them were saying that Warner Brothers wants to use Bane somewhere, right? They got this big Jones use Bane, so either in a solo movie or in getting him into the Batman movie somehow. So I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden the thing for Bane was always. I mean, I don't know. I like the original Bane storyline in the comics, but
it was okay.
He's not really been one of my favorite characters. I mean, he's always just kind of this goofy background character.
Yeah, he was a marginal character at best.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Until Dark Knight Returns, he wasn't really a main player. Then all of a sudden,
right. Well, I mean,
shot the prominence with that.
Yeah. All right. You're up. I think they're stupid. Continuing the trend of bad guy movies is just dumb.
There's no merit in the bad guy movies. Matt says, "Come on, if you don't want to see his life as a luchador before becoming Bane, you're out of your mind." That's true. I would watch that.
All right, if that were his actual background, that might be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, continuity, man. They don't care about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're gonna make some background up since they're not gonna do his drug.
They used him in Harley Quinn, super goofy. Yeah, like the cartoon, like they use it. Like, yeah, Tony's like, they use him in Harley Quinn. He's great in the Harley Quinn animated series. Bane is one of my favorites. But yeah, but I was thinking of him. The first Bane we got was Batman and Robin when he was
a pawn of
Poison Ivy, just a henchman. Yeah. And they went super extreme. They got like a super skinny guy to play him before the Venom, and then the giant wrestler to play him.
And they made him look like he actually does in the comics, or at least somewhat close to what he looks like in the comics.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Because he's really goofy in the comics.
Yeah.
Especially when Jay Lee drew him.
Anatomy, schmatamy. They don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from Bane. It's another movie to... wait, okay. Let me put one more question about Bane. Are you more excited about a Bane movie or anything from the Spunk, the Sony Marvel universe of characters?
Neither of the above.
If you had to go see one, would it be Bane, or you can throw a dart at any of the Spunk movies?
Oh, I had to choose one of them randomly. I couldn't go. Jeez.
I will see Venom again. I can stand that.
Yeah. It's a better idea.
Yeah.
So,
that's how excited we are for that.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Awful.
Spunk. The Spunk. All right. So Lucasfilm, they've been doing a lot of Clone Wars character casting, live action casting for Mandalorian Season 2. They've just announced that they are looking for live action versions of more popular characters, such as Ezra Bridger, who didn't see that coming, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. So, but no word on what project they're doing this for. I can't imagine this is Mandalorian, as that's far too much to squeeze into that. But the Ahsoka series would make sense.
If you have a series that's Ahsoka and Sabine,
yeah,
hunting for Ezra. Then there's then you come at that story from two sides.
Yeah,
you have Ezra and Thrawn trying to survive wherever they end up, and then Sabine and Ahsoka trying to find them.
Right? Is that a series you're? Well, I'm just asking. Is that a series you're gonna watch? It's a Star Wars series on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
The idea of seeing a live action Grand Admiral Thrawn is that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about that than any of the other announcements they've put out. I like Ahsoka a lot, but Grand Admiral Thrawn is where it's at.
Grand Admiral Thrawn. Will he be the first Chiss in live action? Have they ever had a Chiss before?
No.
No blue skin dudes? All right. First time seeing that race. That'll be awesome. All right, Doug.
Okay, let's see. In less than 6 months, Marvel regains the rights to Daredevil.
Boom.
I'm assuming you mean it will no longer sit with Netflix.
Right. They can actually
do the TV version.
They can do TV. They can do movies. They can put the character in other movies, other TV series, whatever they want to do with them. Now, question is, are they recasting?
No. You got to keep. What's his name?
Yeah, Charlie Cox is awesome as Daredevil. But here's the thing: they're not going to find a better Wilson Fisk than Vincent D'Onofrio.
No,
they're not going to. They can't, right? I mean, or Punisher is good. These characters were the best versions of these characters you could possibly think of. Yeah. I can't imagine someone other than Vincent D'Onofrio in a Kingpin role, and they could use Kingpin in other stuff. But
is Kingpin and Punisher tied up with Daredevil rights?
Kingpin is Daredevil. We're going to have to wait a bit on Punisher because his last series came out after Daredevil's. So.
Got it. All right. Well, still.
Matt says he's going to be in Spider-Man. They're going to recast him. I have a feeling they might recast him. That's the sad part. Because, I mean, obviously, Charlie Cox has not been contacted about this. He's made it clear that the rumors about him coming back are not true. He's not been contacted. So.
That's a bummer.
Mike for the Kingpin. There you go. I do like the old Trial of the Incredible Hulk TV movie where John Rhys Davis played the Kingpin, and he didn't shave his head. He just kind of slicked it back, and he had the beard. I look just like that guy. It's like, give the dark glasses. Yeah. No one remembers that. That's because you have to be old. But
yeah.
Yes. All right. I don't know. I'm excited for Daredevil. I mean, there's no project with Daredevil. Like, it's not like they're like, oh, in 6 months we're going to get a Daredevil movie. It just means that we're able to use them at that point. So, but that's always a good thing. They're very patient with it. They had to wait for Daredevil once. They can do it again.
Yeah.
All right. So, switching gears here now, let's talk about movie releases and how the pandemic's changing the face of how we're going to see movies, how movies are going to be released. We've already seen the theater wars, AMC not putting out any Universal stuff and all the pushback here and there.
Right.
So, but one of the things that is going to change is it'll be the end of the 90-day theatrical window between release and home video. Oh, they still call it home video, even though it's not. We don't rent videotapes anymore.
Yeah.
But the home release, right, where you can rent it or whatever, there was a 90-day period between those two, and that was kind of like standard. What the agreement they made with movie theaters. Of course, at this point, movie theaters have no power right now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So the studios can pretty much do what the hell they want to do, and they're like, we're going to start releasing stuff early. So studios are going to start experimenting with shorter periods coming up here because they have no idea how, when they start releasing stuff in theaters again, how well it's going to do, right? So it's another way to expand that money. So they put it out for a couple of weeks in theaters, see how much money they can get there, and then VOD it.
Yeah.
I mean,
because honestly, you didn't make a lot of money after week 2 anyways. By week 2 or by week 3, you've already generally lost something like 80% of your take.
Yeah.
Because you get anywhere from 50 to 60% drop week by week. So you've lost a ton of your money by then. So cutting the 90 days even down to 30 days still gives the vast majority of what you were going to make in the theater there anyways. You know what I'm saying? As far as,
right.
If as a movie theater, you can't be too terribly upset that you didn't get 90 days.
That's what they expect. That's what they're used to.
Yeah.
But it's a push there. But here's the thing. If you know it's coming out in 4 weeks, how many movies are you going to go see in the theaters, really? Like only the big one, the blockbuster ones you have to see right away.
Which is the ones I went to see anyways.
Yeah. So. And then pretty much everything else, if it's going to be on home, VOD in 4 weeks, I'll just wait.
I don't think it's going to have that big I don't think it's going to make that big a difference because I think there are 2 types of moviegoers, in my opinion. There's 2 big major categories. There's some people who probably fall in the middle, but there are people who go to the movies for the spectacles, the big blockbusters. You got
to see it in IMAX.
You got to see it in IMAX. You got to see it in 3D, whatever. The action movies, things like that. They go to see those.
Yeah.
Those people are still going to want to see those things on the big screen. The other crowd is, I like to go to the movies because I like to go to the movies. It doesn't matter what I'm seeing. I'll go watch 40-Year-Old Virgin or Land Before Time or the Lego Movie or whatever.
They don't know until they get to the theater.
Just to see it in the theater.
See what's playing. All right.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to the movies. We'll see what's there when I get there. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people who do that part anymore. hey, let's go to the movies tonight. Look on my phone. Oh, here's a good one. Let's go see this one. But I think those people are still going to go to the movies to the degree that they're able when things start opening up. So those two crowds in their particular areas, I don't think are going to change much. I don't know that there are a ton of people out there who are like, I'm going to the movies because I want to see this movie when everybody else is seeing it. But if I had the option to see it at the same time at home, I would do that. Well, same time versus 4 weeks. And that's I don't know. I don't think it's going to have as drastic an impact as people think it would. I mean, obviously there's going to be some bleed off between the two sides. There are the people who are like, especially in this day and age, there are going to be the people who are like, I'm not going to the movies until there's a vaccine or whatever. I'm not going to the movies. I don't care how many seats you put between me.
Yeah. There's no way someone's not coughing on me in that movie theater.
Right.
6 feet apart or no. So, and
there's no way they're going to enforce mask wearing because they want to sell popcorn and drinks because that's where they make their money. So they're not going to, the masks aren't going to be a thing.
Right.
So anyways, but I mean, hey, everything changes.
Everything changes. Yeah. We'll see what the theater going experience looks like coming out of this, coming out of this pandemic.
You're already seeing nobody has 30 screen theaters anymore. Yeah. They're all redesigning and reconfiguring. So, our old Deer Valley 30 is now Deer Valley 13 or whatever it is. It's like, we can't fill that many theaters. So,
that is true. I remember when it was 30 screens and nothing on.
30 screens and people were waiting in lines and
that's true
on Friday nights and stuff like that. That doesn't happen a lot anymore either. I mean, again, now they've got assigned seatings and stuff like that, so it doesn't need to happen. But there was definitely some big changes that happened, and will continue to be.
Is it going to be like Disneyland where they got like a little temperature gauge they scan your forehead when you come in? It's like, oh, sorry, you're a little too hot. You can't come in here.
We'll see. It depends on how long they're under.
Yeah.
How strict they're going to be. Because obviously we have seen in our state, there are places where they don't give a crap.
No.
They're like, social distance, screw that.
Quarantine's over. That means we're safe now, right? Let's come out and pack the patio of a local bar. Standing room only. No masks. Sweating. This
only infects this percentage of the population, and 80% of them are going to be fine. I'll be all right.
I'll be all right. Yeah,
I'm gonna risk it.
I'm ready to party again. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, bring us home. What's our last story?
Bill and Ted themselves, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters, shared a commencement video with the 2020 class of San Dimas High School.
Their old alma mater, San Dimas.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what the sad part is, though? I was just thinking about this. I think for us, that is cool as hell, having Bill and Ted show a commencement video for San Dimas 2020 class. But what got me thinking, how many of those kids will have any idea
who they are?
Why they're at San Dimas? I don't get this. Who are these people? Who are these old dudes? Why is John Wick and this old dude doing a video for our high school? I don't get it. Yeah. I guess that's our generation's all like, that's awesome. These kids are like,
Well, you wonder if San Dimas High makes it a point of saying, Bill and Ted graduated from here or anything like that.
They should do a fundraiser and put a Bill and Ted statue out in front of San Dimas High. Full phone booth. Yeah. I would totally station. Absolutely. Station. Well, the last conversation I had about what was better. If Bill and Ted's 2 was better, which I don't understand how you can think it's a better movie than Bill and Ted. Although Death was pretty much one of the best characters in either one of those movies.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so there are people who argue Bill and Ted 2 is better than Bill and Ted 1?
there are people in our right now in our chat who believe that. So, yes, there are people that think that. So,
they figured out how to get on the computer somehow.
Station. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like them both. I like both those movies. And like I said, Bill Sadler's death is, an inspired role, but I like it because of Death. Absolutely. Death is the character. It's one of the best, other than Bill and Ted themselves, the best character in either one of those movies. But,
Really better than Rufus?
Yeah, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like George Carlin as Rufus, but
he's not in a lot.
He's not in a lot. Death has steals the scenes. Whenever there's a scene with Death in it, he steals that scene.
Yeah.
Right. He's an awesome character. All right. Boom. Wrapping up a little early tonight, guys. Again, sorry, Kirsten couldn't be here. She is having internet issues. I told her she'd come on like she did the week before, where she just kind of sits there static for a while. She
just freezes.
Just freezes for a little bit mid convo. That was a. So, what do you think, Kirsten? You're like, all right. Gonna have to interpret it.
Moving along. She loved it. All right, moving along.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We've been getting a lot more of you have decided to want to hear us and have been downloading our podcasts on Stitcher and iTunes. We really appreciate that. Although I'm a little behind, I'm an episode behind because we ran out of space last month, which I don't understand how that happened because we uploaded more videos the month before that. So I don't know. It's the high quality. Our videos are so high quality that we can't get as many of them up there as often. But we'll make sure that they're all set up this weekend. Really appreciate it. If you guys are listening to us on Stitcher or iTunes, you want to check out our beautiful faces, you can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/The Grizzled Geek, where you can check out our podcast every week, plus our other videos. We really appreciate it. If you guys would like to subscribe, smash that like button, as the kids say. I believe that's what the kids say nowadays. Smash that like button.
Yeah.
I don't have Kristen here to confirm that or not. Is that what they're saying? But if you want to support us and the things that we do here, you can do that a number of ways. We have links down below. Doug, what are those links?
They should be to our Teespring store, our Patreon, and the one that's probably the most prevalent right now is use our Amazon affiliate link to do all your ordering while you're stuck at home. Order yourself some masks and some gloves and some hand sanitizer through our link, and that'll help us out and doesn't cost you anything extra. Nice. Corbin, thank you for backing me up on this. That is the correct lingo, Doug, because I'm hip and with it. I'm with, Wait, now I'm in touch. I'm in touch with the youth of, as I'm just throwing stuff off my desk. I don't need that. The Utes. The Utes. The Utes of America. Yeah. Corbin's going to have to be our fill-in millennial without Kirsten here. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for everybody in the chat. We really appreciate you guys coming and joining us week to week. We'll be back next week, all three of us. Same time, same channel. Be sure to check us out. Stay safe out there, guys. It's getting crazy out there. Before it used to be just wash your hands, and then it was like watch out for killer bees, and now it's like be careful out there. Don't breathe on each other. Don't pick fights, and be careful of killer asteroids. So, all right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.